Folks, let's go straight into today's action-packed video. A SPOC representative from W. Fargo Nav from Ripple will demonstrate to you why XRP is being positioned as one of the world's most notable and influential digital assets. I'll walk you through every step of the process. Excuse my French, but you must remember that Bitcoin expires in 138 days. You have less than 138 days to get your act together, and approval of the Bitcoin ETFs will occur. Before this, as institutions cannot and will not stop the price of Bitcoin from rising before approval occurs or not. Pricing is increasing, indicating that what they're currently purchasing may be sold again, but everything will be valued in ETFs, which will be authorized in 138 days. Furthermore, the value is expected to reach trillions shortly. Regarding the flood, nonetheless, will get you. Get prepared for the future. This isn't advice on finances. You alone are in this. Attempting to determine how to effectively arrange and place my thoughts. As I constantly say, with the blockchain industry having a $1.1 trillion market capitalization and the stock market having a value of over $1 trillion, we will witness trillions of dollars flowing into this stock market 2.0. Today, I will provide you with more proof of the emergence of Market 2.0 in today's video. Now that we have that established, let us listen to Joanne Strobel. Court is fine. She has spent the last 11 years working out the specifics of the Wells Fargo transaction. Among her duties were overseeing multi-currency payments, serving as head of technical sales and payment strategy for global payment services, and leading the Civ segment solution for global treasury management at Wells Fargo. Before I start the movie, I want to show you exactly what it was mentioned on this Ripple that giving everyone access to a channel guys are going to go through with it. I'm going to go crazy with this one because it relates to everything we've talked about on this channel. So I'm giving you guys a banker's viewpoint on why Ripple XRP will be so enormous and why it will be so important to this next stage of infrastructure. And I'll lay out all the reasons I mentioned why banks stand to gain a great deal from the ticket. Make an addition to the XRP ledger. I stated we enhanced a single point. Dependability in volatile, high-frequency trading situations where a substantial change is measured in milliseconds, the predictability and reliability can be improved by having the capacity to complete a task with reserved transaction sequence numbers. One feature of the XRP ledger where XRP will be used is the dependability of the deal execution. Indirectly, and in a different video, we talked about the importance of the escrow procedure, vital to Ripple's stance and the reasons for it. Just wait until you finish watching our video to understand why banks appreciate Ripple's regulation of XRP through the escrow system. How are payments released from the escrow system? XRP tokens every month, resulting in a predictable supply schedule. This openness can boost user, partner, and investor confidence because they can foresee the future. XRP availability is crucial, and we also discussed the other component of the XRP ledger, which is check-making features that allow for conditional payments, like checks, to help banks better manage their liquidity. Banks can also make and oversee conditional payments. Carrying out directives automatically starts when certain requirements are satisfied. Streamlining cash flow can be achieved when the requirements are satisfied. Control and advancement, the consistency of fund movements needs to be emphasized. People should pay attention to what Joanne has to say. How about you? Since you speak for major North American institutions, what viewpoints do you represent? Okay, aligning with France, I agree with their viewpoint. I would also add a fourth item there, and I will explain why. Well, in a moment, I would also add predictability as a fourth item. Knowing the price and the time up front is crucial, especially for the bank. In the US, I will discuss the reasons for that in a moment. However, in my opinion, the expense is also the most challenging item to achieve success. For many different reasons, it might be difficult to achieve success. According to France, our network is open. We have many organizations operating in multiple jurisdictions in correspondent banking. Legal systems frequently have to handle that payment, and in the process, it becomes exceedingly challenging to manage an open network. Technology has developed to the point where every financial institution on the planet can settle for that end-to-end cost experience. In a matter of seconds, for less than a penny, Any other financial institution in the sector is compatible with the jurisdiction for any asset. Anyone who has ever made a payment understands that we are currently far from achieving this, but imagine a scenario where every financial institution can collaborate. The organization is reaching agreements with each other. Locate a bank in a matter of seconds. Find a bank in seconds that offers assets for less than a cent, that has profoundly transformational power. We merely need to learn how to operate the car because we currently have the technology to do it. Adoption, in addition to the usual difficulties with incumbents. There is inertia and regulation. I'll add one more thing: speed. We are still not 24/7 from an RTGS standpoint. In fact, we're frequently less than that. We're not even 25/24/5, for all the reasons we discussed regarding batch processing. I am aware of that. Globally, there is a proliferation. There are probably over 30 active instant payment networks around the globe right now, but most of them are domestic, with very few exceptions. Yes, some of them do cross borders, but it is not that is more of an anomaly than a generalization. Speed, in my opinion, is challenging for that. Although I understand the rationale, I will respond with a tentative answer. Additional insights are provided from a U.S. perspective. As an employee of a U.S. retail bank, I included predictability because, in the U.S., banks that offer cross-border remittance services to their customers, whether we operate a small business or a retail store, we must adhere to the DODF Frank 1073 regulation, which requires us to give our clients a disclosure. We have to pay in full before we can send the money. If a conversion occurs and we receive notification, we will know the entire payment cost experience, the nature of that conversion, and the amount that will be provided. Which currency will the beneficiary receive the money in? When will the beneficiary receive the money? Predictability in funding is crucial. You can't achieve any of that. You can't go anywhere without some of these tenets. Unless you already have some degree of openness, it is vital to be transparent. I think the fourth one is attractive because these tenets are in place. Crucially, I believe that pricing is a factor, even though it's not the main one. The challenge is closely related to what we've discussed on this channel, which is that they are searching for specific features, which is why XRP and Ripple have been continuously scanning their environment with their eyes. Cover the cake with frosting. Wells Fargo representatives pay attention to what they mentioned here, such as that resolving payments made across borders is not a technology. Problem making sure we can coordinate the payment is more important. It complies well with all legal standards. Use cases for each hop a payment may make, and it's an independent right, so every country or sector it travels to may have a very number of regulatory systems covering the business. As we do cross-border business, which may pass through 1, 2, or 3 different nations, we must make sure that all legal criteria are met. Requirements correctly, so our capacity to use some of these new platforms and technologies effectively, we should concentrate on uniformity about some of the new technologies, such as from a payment or formatting standpoint. An oversight viewpoint from a regulatory angle to come up with creative ideas, one needs a new viewpoint. A more standardized method of handling international payments, which explains why XRP is the sole digital asset in existence. XRP is globally controlled and facilitates value transmission across borders. One end can transmit the value to the other. There will be a level playing field in terms of regulations for another XRP. Are you understanding this? Do you understand why this will be so significant? XRP will control them consistently so that everyone is on the same page. The economy could leverage XRP. For this reason, why exactly are people unable to wrap their minds? Because it's not just about how they conducted ICOs or whatever they sold, and it's all bullshit. It's about having a special focus on Ripple. An asset that must adhere to specific rules and specifications is considered regulated. Innovation and cooperation could be advantageous to the economy. Why are there no additional online resources available? That is why we chose to invest in these assets. The reason behind people's awakening, even after hearing Navin Gupta's cry of alarm, is that cryptocurrency is perfect for this. One important factor is to pay close attention to what he says. We are an enterprise here, a Ripple. Payments are now a lesser portion of a lot of other things that are developing and growing more and more. So let's take the example of an institution that wants to use crypto for any purpose, like tokenization, payments, or custody. Would we be developing solutions to essentially provide our services as a one-stop shop? Look for a company that wishes to learn all there is to know about cryptocurrency. With a membership cost of only $39.99 per year, month, or year, sending millions of emails becomes irrelevant as it nearly hits zero cost. Considering the cost of your membership, the same result will happen with money as well, so don't worry about where your digital assets are located. Investing in diverse assets is a safe bet. Levis, a company that makes jeans, employs people who generate images and shells. That statement is incorrect since infrastructure will always prevail and the industry will grow by 100 times. No matter whether digital asset prevails, it appears that they have relocated entirely. They have shifted their focus away from solely cross-border payments because this is a significant development. We are discussing a multi-trillion-dollar sector with actual value utility tokens. The market is going to be quite important. Capitalization, cap, will become unnecessary. It does not serve any purpose. What does it mean to use utility within a financial framework? However, the infrastructure requires upgrading. Gentlemen and ladies, tell me what are your thoughts in the below comments. We'll sum everything up below, but the World Economic Forum also released their new PDF of the G20 digital agenda this year, well, just this month. Recall what I mentioned earlier regarding the G20. Roadmap together with their investigation of liquidity. Ironically, November is the month when bridges and coincidences happen, and they're discussing how societies require inclusive, collaborative digital and physical infrastructure to fully utilize the economic potential of digitalization. Am I right? The signs are clear, and we will provide further information shortly. We also began working on a video that emphasized the idea that cryptocurrency liquidity will one day be able to facilitate reliable international payments. We created Payment Ripple to ensure that users could benefit from our network based on fiat may turn the light on. When the market reached sufficient development, it transitioned to ODL. Flip the switch and that's precisely what's happening. I believe you are part of what we're building. I consider all of the tokens and know that it's fixing a genuine problem. Anyone would be able to appreciate their usefulness. If there is true practicality and utility, a true customer is benefiting. The token will have value.